Good morning, everyone. It's Monday. Yeah, happy Monday. Monday, the 18th of November already. It seems like yesterday was just the start of November, and we're already halfway through. Time flies. Time goes so fast, it's incredible. So today, I don't know what's ahead because the boss wants to talk to me, and we'll probably prioritize just getting the truck for today, the rental truck, another rental truck. So at this point on, we're gonna have two rental truck, but that one is just for 2 days, today and tomorrow. So it's a pretty cold one this morning. It's 7:09 right now, and it's minus 8 outside. My engine is just warming up. I have the temperature core here on my meters, and it was saying -3. The engine block started at -3. I'm gonna have to get a new battery this year. So I tried yesterday the God's device again, and the magnet was giving me tingly sensation in the hand, transmitting some sort of energy, and my mind was not focused very well, but I kept on thinking about money, and for the 7th day in a row with the same, I have 2 series of numbers, which is like 1 play, 2 play, and there's 12 numbers. And that lottery, if you have no numbers, you win, and if you have 12 numbers, you win. But between 5, 6, and 7, you don't win. And since the last 7 days, I won non-stop with this ticket. I've won every day since the last 7 days. So overall, that ticket probably paid me over $55. And it's been since I activated this device. So I'm gonna keep on using it and see how well it goes. Where is it going to take me? Because I can certainly use all the luck I can get. I know I'm pretty lucky so far. I'm pretty lucky on the road. I've been very lucky on the road so far, so no complaint about that. But you know, like I've been saying over and over and over and over, I've been working for almost 30 years of my life, and I'm just tired, you know. And I guess that's how everybody feels. People that are in the same situation as I am, they've been working all their lives. They finish school early, or they quit and they start working, and they've done so many jobs in their life. Oh yeah, these tires are old. The tread's still there, but they're lost their flexibilities. Anyway, like I was saying, people that are in my situation, they've been working all their lives. They at one point you just lose energy to do more, and you end up in contemplacy, meaning that you're not striving to achieve more, and you're not searching to do more in advance. You're just happy sitting where you are and doing the thing you do, repeating that every day after day. But for me, that was never an option. That time that this happened, I worked 9 years at the same place, and it was utter stagnation. I was very unhappy in my work, and there was no progress, no advancing, and nothing was moving forward, and every day was just sitting at my desk doing nothing, because nobody cares. Until the company started noticing that they were losing money, and that's basically what happened. They start to notice that they were losing money here and there. They start firing people, closing departments, closing divisions, and just cutting everything off for everybody. Everybody free ride was over. So that was, for me, that was back to reality, a reality check, you know. I got in there, I was a car washer and a customer service agent, and I got out of there, I was a technical assembler. And when I left there in 2015, I've done so many jobs since then in the last 4 years that my skill level went up by a serious 50%. And I could clearly call myself a technical engineer, because right now I can create anything I imagine. I can fix anything, and I could create anything I imagine. My only obstacle is time and money. That is my only obstacle. If this was not an obstacle, I could do whatever I want. And I'm forcing the hand of destiny toward heading for that, because I need, in my life, I need a creative outlet. It's a need I have to do. And if it's not in spending money and buying new things and making them better, buying new cars or fixing things, then it's buying Legos. Last time I went to Laval, I noticed a store called the Lego store, and it's like, if when I was a kid, that would have been a dream place. Everything you can imagine to build, you could build right now. And back in my day, there was 16 to 20 pieces, and now there's like 1,000 different types of pieces. You can practically do everything you can imagine. So I start playing with small models, buying small things at a time, and spending my Friday night resting in front of TV, assembling my newfound passion again. Because when I was a kid, I used to have a ton of Lego. I had a box that was like a big box that was full to the brim with Lego pieces. And every free time that I had, it was bad weather outside and I didn't want to do anything outside, I was on my Lego all the times. Some people will say, like, why didn't you pursue a degree in engineering? The thing with school is, it's not a place for smart people. It's a place for sheeps. It's where the sheep goes to learn. And they go to be molded to fit into society and to be perfect drone, to be bringer of incomes, creator of families, and wasting their times and wasting resource, not trying to do any better. That's what school does to you. I didn't went to school. I learned everything from people that were passionate about their job and they wanted to teach other about it. And every one of my teachers were the best at what they were doing. And that's how school should be. School should be teach why people are passionate about their things. And I think that in school there shouldn't be so many various fields that are just a waste of times. I see people going to high school, they ace their high school, then they go to college, and then they ace their college, and then they go to university and they just waste their time. They have no will of their own. They're sheep. They like to follow others. They don't have creativity at one point. They just lost their creativity. So that's the sad part. One of my friends, who's a musician, had to learn so much outside his field just to be called a musician, a composer, and a multi-talented musician that can play many instruments. And they fill up his mind with so many things that he's at 22 years old and he's not happy in his life because he's not as creative as he used to be. And he has less imagination than he used to have. So that is a big sad part of what school does to you. They take out all of the imagination and creativity and versatility and turns it into a mold of everything else. When I see my coworker and I see them struggling in a meeting to find solution to increase productions and follow up on what they're doing because they took too much. It's to me it's a farce. It's I would have the solution to their problem within a moment of analyzing the situation and seeing all the resources that I have. But they don't think of using me, just like the last previous company. They don't see me as what I truly am. I told them when I was hired what I wanted from this job and what was important to me. And they're so engrossed in what they're doing that they don't see the resource that they have. You become a one-dimension person of what you do. That's how you turned out when you were doing these kind of jobs. People don't go outside and say like, maybe I should ask someone else that has a better idea than me. That's the ego taking over and shutting out possibilities. When I was working at Nodler, that was one reason why he hired me. It's because I was a free-minded spirit. He didn't like that because it was going to be something hard to control. But he liked that because each time he asked me something, there was a solution. There was no obstacle too great that I could not find a solution. And each time I have a solution, I have to write it down and explain to him clearly so he can grasp it from his engineer point of view, because his mind is so engrossed in what he learns, and that's the only truth, especially that he's a Muslim, that it's really hard for him to comprehend a solution. They can't visualize what you're saying. When you're explaining a problem, when you're explaining a solutions to a problems, they cannot visualize what you're doing, what you're imagining. They're stuck within their four-wall reality. When I was working with the young engineer, mechanical engineer at Geo3D, he was fresh out of school with very few award and title to his name, and he was relying a lot on me, and I was trying to pass on a lot to him that I knew, and I knew how to assemble. And each time he was designing something, I was trying to correct it, not because my idea was better, but I told him just to use logic and what you're designing. If something is complicated, try to make it simpler. If something is not aerodynamic enough, try to analyze why and solve the problems. And this is at one point that got on their nerves, and they say like a lot of them, the manager over there, quits because of me. They had enough, and they didn't like the fact that they could not control me, but they couldn't fire me either, and they just quit and do something on their own. They left the company and started something on their own because they could. And 3 years later, when I met every one of them at the departing meeting, I told them I was so I should have not say that, but I was happy to say it. And I say, you, I burn you, like seriously, I got so much on your nerve. There was so much truth starting coming off of my mouth that you couldn't tolerate it anymore, and you just left because of me. And 3 out of 4 says yes, because they couldn't deal with reality. Most of the time when I was there, each dinner time, I was talking about conspiracy and how the world was behind what would they see. And a lot of them got fed up with that, and they started eating somewhere else. Or at one point, the 2 last years I was there, I was eating on my own in my garage. I wasn't socializing with anyone anymore. I didn't see them as people, but as a friend and coworker. But they just returned to the level of sheep because I understand that I could not change people. I can influence them, try to do it positively, but I cannot change people. As well as a religion person cannot shove the belief in my mouth, I could not shove my truth into their mouth. And they always wonder what was it that it make it my truth. But you become aware of what reality is when you see so many things and you analyze and you study so many things that is beyond the veil, that it becomes that you start to see the truth. And then you ask people that are in that field, that are there, you ask them and they answer you truthfully. And they say, yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, that's the agenda. That's what we do to people. That's how we run the world. And then when you hear that from the mouth of the people that are in power, it shocks you, you know. It shocks you and scars you for a life that you have no more trust in them. And then you see politicians only as obstacle. That's why a lot of Americans don't like Donald Trump, because he's not a politician to start with. He's a businessman. And his way of analyzing things and solving problems or creating problems just to stimulate the shit out of people, it's out of bound. They can't control him. They do control him on a certain level, but not as much as they would, as they wish. Freaking big holes, potholes. Anyway, that was my morning rant. I thought talking about reality sometimes wake people up. Like I say last week, if you want to succeed in life or be aware of what's going on, you have to observe, you have to analyze, you have to plan and execute. And I don't mean execute as in killing people, I mean execute a plan that will protect you and help you survive. And some people are what we call preppers or survivalists, and they're taking these things to a higher level because it becomes their religion. It becomes so much of their belief that it becomes their religion, and they don't see anything else. They become shut to what other things could be. Yes, you can be a prepper, yes, you can be a survivalist, but do try to enjoy life in the meanwhile, because you can't change nothing. The only thing that you can change is your rate of survival when shit hit the fan. And it will eventually happen. Shit will eventually hit the fan, and there will be a lot of loss. Anyway, it's 18, 19 minutes long. I'm gonna wish you people have a good day. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.